Alright guys, welcome in. Tarot with Running from Sugar. Have I been cooking all day? Yes. My daughter is doing better and her fiance at keto than I am, and I'm running from sugar. But note the name, Running from Sugar. There's a reason. It's not because it's not been a struggle. Sorry. Let's be real. So, yeah, I made sure to do appropriate keto, or dirty keto even. I lean on the side of what we would consider dirty keto for anybody that's interested in that kind of diet and what kind of things I might do as far as main meals, which means I will incorporate some keto breads or something that's on the market, but the reality of it is if you read the product label, it doesn't qualify to be keto. So there's false advertisement. So maybe that's important. I know that there was false information in my last reading as part of the title. I know everybody is dealing with the winter storms in different capacities depending on where you're at. Here, let me move this so it's not completely in, so we're not getting smoked out here. All right. Not that I'm fine. So yeah, where we're located in Tennessee, I have a theory. Okay. If we're prepared for it, we won't get it. Or we will get a milder version of whatever we're expecting. And as I think I stated in my earlier videos, people started tripping balls over. But you gotta understand, even right now, it's piss pouring rain all day. When those temperatures drop, that's solid sheets of ice. And major curvy roads with embankments. And you can't really salt the roads properly with rain. So that poses some freezing problems. And then you have to worry, oh gosh, will I lose power and blah, blah, blah. Which it doesn't hurt to probably invest in a small camping like generator to have in your house. I have been intending to do so. And then so I wasn't going to do a reading today. Okay. I'm like, I've been cooking all day. I don't know if I've got it in me to do a recording and really, go and tap into all the excess energies around, right? So I sit down and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to watch some other readers and then go find something to watch on TV, relax, and then I still have something else to cook because I don't want some stuff to go bad because I didn't have room for it in my freezer. So food prep. Anyhow, that's kind of been my agenda, is cooking today as Running from Sugar, and making sure there are Running from Sugar type meals. I made sure to get all meals that I had actually and would make a meal plan if one needed. I did for my friend when she started a long time ago. I have for myself. I need to actually just make some, get it up there for people who are interested, because I know right now this is a tarot reading, but I'm not just a one-trick pony. So maybe neither are you. So I sat down and after hearing two different tarot readers talk about how they just really was exhausted and they just weren't feeling like it. I'm like, okay, there's your sign. Because the next thing you know, they're like, but I'm here anyway. And that reminded me of a breath work moment. So Sunny Mayo was over this one, and it's a classic story. I mean, you probably may or may not have heard it. It's basic reality. And with it raining, I thought it was appropriate, or snowing where you're at. So, my breathwork coach said once, buffalo, they don't run from the storm. They run towards it. Cows, they run from it. You see what's happening here? Okay? So the buffalo quickly gets through the storm. Storm's past, right? Because it confronted it head on. Versus the cow who got stuck in the storm, probably. I said the funniest thing when showing up. I didn't want to show up to a breathwork class one day, but I did. Because that was the lecture he had given, or just a little example prior. And so I showed up, and I'm like, I'm here because I don't want to be a fucking cow. So, maybe someone else needed to hear that. Show up, be seen, do it anyway, even if you don't feel like it. Be a fucking buffalo. Run to the storm, not from it. Don't be a cow. So, I sat down and started to organize cards and make sure I was good, and did a little bit of a pre-pull, so I had a storyline that I could pull some more on, so we wouldn't have maybe an hour or 2 hour reading, because your girl is needing to go eat some of that food she's been making all day. So I had some interesting cards come out, and what I'm getting here. All right, first things first is we came out with some, and I started with, because I just happened to be organizing it, so I started with what it started with. It started shooting out. I was like, okay, message received, right? What's the vibe deck? I don't know who created it. It doesn't say. Alright, either way, I got it off Amazon, I believe. I believe I did. I think. Hope. I'm sure you could find it on there. If not, Google it, you'll find it if you wanted it. So, we had apology, trapped, burned bridges, and legal and envy come out. So, apology, arrogant, rash actions, and insincere. So someone's coming at you with an apology, and they're insincere, okay? All right? Then there's someone who feels trapped, clearly. Stuck, no options, and unforgiveness, non-forgiveness, unforgiveness, either way. Trapped. That's how they feel. Stuck. So, nobody wants to feel like that. Alright? Then we've got, next to it, someone has burned some bridges. Lack of trust, disloyal, and they turn your back on you. So, someone abandoned your ass, they're back on you. And I'm going to pause because I have some coffee going. Hang on. Okay. Alright, so yeah. We'll interrupt here at the reading. The Snowbird Cafe. Love their coffees. This is the creme brulee. They can make their drinks sugar-free. So, anybody that's local where I'm at, go check them out. They have a great chicken salad croissant as well. So, someone has burned bridges. Oh, I got this, obviously, the other day. Put it in the fridge and didn't finish it. So, it was on the stove. And I could smell it. It smells so great. Oh, my gosh. But, I wanted it to froth up. That's how so instead of just nuking it. Plus, if you nuke a drink like that, you can end up with a mess. How would I know that? But I am afraid to burn my mouth. And lack of trust, disloyal, and turned back on. Alright. And then we've got legal. Surprise. There's been a lot of legal shit happening lately. But I'm not surprised. Be it my energy or someone else's. Because, as everyone knows, February 16th, I believe it is, I'd already stated in the last New Year's, Year of the Snake still. We are now entering in the year of the horse. You are probably starting to feel that. Really rush and go momentum of the fire horse, because fire is going to get you, moving, quick movement, very masculine. Go get it, go do it. In action, do it and be in action. Is that what I'm trying to say? Be active. I don't know. Act on it. So we've got legal in the upright, lawyer's court, and paperwork. All right. Next, we had envy. So we've got someone that's, I know, surprise, especially in today's society. Resentful, competitive, and discontent. Y'all, why can't we just be happy for one another? Why can't we just root each other on? I don't understand it, but it's not my lot in life, I guess, to understand that shit. All right, so after that, I went with Intuitive Kev's original tarot next. And under apology, we both, and I also went after that, used my Celtic tarot. So we've got a 2-card mix up on top of what's the vibe. So with our apology, we quintessentially have temperance. So I'm just going to say whatever arrogant, rash, insincere apology you get, you're supposed to keep balance and just roll with it. Keep your cool. Hangman in the upright. Okay. So I had a thought process on that of where I was going. Hopefully it'll come back to me. All right. With trapped, we have someone's divine partner feels fucking trapped. With the 6 of Swords, come out sideways. Okay, so you've got that blocking, which is emotional upheaval right there. All right, and then you have on top of it your Chariot in reverse. And I believe I explained this card in the Celtic reading. It talked about someone who was having to maintain both emotional control and trust and faith, because they didn't know. So you got to trust and faith that this divine partner will get out of this. 6 of Wands. I called it 6 of Swords. Out of the 6 of Wands. Okay. Check something here. That's not playing. So I also had made notes as well today. Okay. So that way I would, I've made notes all weekend, so, go figure that one. Okay. Alright. So someone is, trapped by someone that's got some major arrogance, is what I thought I had. I wanted to check my resources and make sure that what I was thinking on that was right before I started pulling that up. So they are not in their north node. They're someone in their south node is what I'm picking up from that card, if you'll take another look. So it's trying to block a divine partner because a divine partner fell on trapped, and they obviously feel that way, which of course they would feel like they're not in control of their emotions any more than they can trust and have faith in not knowing where they're going. It's chaos for whoever this is. That's how they're feeling, is trapped. And then with the burned bridges, you've got someone who, it was the King of Cups that came out sideways. That could be, go either way. sideways and reversed is not a good. Is someone who is deceiving and manipulative. So, and insincere. I was about to say a word that I can say, but just won't come out right. All right, insincere, especially coming out sideways. So I would say not only insincere, but very indecisive. However, when it came out, the moon card was stuck to it. All right. So another indication that there is more to the story, as well as we're indecisive about being honest with it because it fell on burned bridges. They're afraid to be truthful because it would create a lack of trust and disloyal behavior and show that they turn their back on you. So, yeah. However, the Wheel of Fortune came out on that price. So, that just tells me that you are where you're supposed to be. And that situation will work itself out in the cycle of things. Not to worry about that, okay? I really wouldn't. Now, with legal, I had some interesting things come out, and I took more cards than I normally would have on that just because of the way it landed, and I thought it was interesting. So, we have our legal, our lawyers, our court, and our paperwork, and then I had... So I had these fall out. We had our 8 of Swords. You're tired? Take a break. Somebody's been trying to blindfold you. It's okay. Because legal was in the upright. Ace of Swords. And the upright behind it as well. And it's just a hater. So all this stuff came out sideways. And it's just saying that they're trying to bind and blind someone. Who is it that they're trying to bind and blind? Well, I'll tell you. Nope. That's in the one beside it. My bad. However, to let you know what's going to happen with that, there is going to be judgment on this hater. And for them, unfortunately, there will be a tower moment. So, whatever is in the justice system is working itself out. And then we've got our envious person over here who is envious of all this and more from what it showed right here. Okay? So whom are they envious of? I wanted to know. The Star in the upright. Star in the upright. You're good. You keep doing you. You're in the upright. Don't let them hate. Haters are fans too. Don't forget. And these two came out sideways. Up in the clouds. It looks like someone is confused and envious of the Lovers. One over here with someone that had malicious intent. So, however, they're wanting, I think, to stop this union. Because then we had our Princess of Pentacles doing good. You're in your bag. You're in your flow state. You're creating. Keep doing it. And you've got your masculine who's still got his bag, but he's a little bit at a standstill. Because that is the 7 of Pentacles. That is not necessarily bad. It just kind of means a stall. Okay? There's a stall in something for him. So he must feel stalled. And that makes sense since we have the divine partner over here that's completely trapped with this freaking, I've got some red roses. I'm the prom queen, 6 of Wands. Now what landed over here also is 7 of Swords. So whoever's envious is really trying it, okay? But they're not going to be successful. And because you got your 4 swords, which kind of just says, well, stop, retreat, deliberate on the situation, rest. Which is ironic because I heard that in 2 other readings. And this was what that would signify for me in this, especially in the storyline from the book that I read for this card. Is it blurry? I think we kind of got it. So you get it, so it's time to feast, rest, take a break, stop deliberating so much over all that and worrying, because it seems like everything's going to work itself out, is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Don't want to pull on the Kipperish or see a little bit more. What else we got? Because I wouldn't worry about everything here. Always somebody bad trying to do something. Why are we trying to hurt people? I've already explained why it's not an excuse. It's an explanation. But as an excuse, no. Hurt people doesn't hurt people. Fuck. Sometimes we transmute that shit and turn it into gold and just call us Rumpelstiltskin. I have a joke because one day I was a server for many, many years, and one of my bosses had seated this gentleman. And where I worked, we had started serving wine at the time. And I can't even remember 100%, but I think it was something like this. I mean, because I'm not being my server self whatsoever. He did the suggestive sell, the whole protocol drink sale thing. And the guy's like, no, I'll just take water. I walked up behind him and I'm like, water? Are you sure you want water? You know you deserve something better. And suggested wine. The man ordered a glass of wine straight from me right there. So I made a joke that I was able to turn water into wine. I'm sorry, it's funny. You gotta roll with that. You seen that? Awakening. Okay, everything that happens in a reading matters. So, even though you on this temperance, the apology apparently is going to bring something to light, and you might be a little bit surprised. Okay, I'll pick those up in just a minute. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm like, what do I take? What do I take? Entity attachment sideways on the divine partner that's trapped by your 6 of Swords and the emotional shit going on. So it sounds like there's some potential. Let's see what cards came out. And spell work potentially, because there's abundance and divine masculine that fell out in the upright. Kind of have that over here on the Wheel of Fortune. I just don't feel like. I think those goes on that Wheel of Fortune with the burned bridges. I think it's the divine masculine thinks he has burned a bridge potentially. Oh man, I'll look at him, but I'm not going to. Yeah, you've got a mature man and a Jezebel. The veil's been lifted on something. A boss man, a boss is involved. And I think you're going to find out about that in the distant future. Yeah, because if that goes over here with me, and that goes right here, this hits that tower. And that legal shit, too. Ooh, how many key players are there in here? We've got our star. We've got some Jezebel energy that's trying to block a divine partnership. We've got some legal matters. We've got somebody jealous over here. I mean, there's quite a few people up in this energy. 4 or 5 people. And in the reverse, mentally and emotionally unstable. And this is over here, that's their tower, I guess. They must have been trying to prove you mentally and emotionally unstable. Which, what's funny, is it's probably projection of them. Oh, there's a card stuck behind it. Protection. Don't worry about it. You're protected from this son of a bitch. That's mentally unstable. You're good. That tower is probably going to be what protects you. Let's see what's going on in this envious situation where you can just let your mind take a break on that. I don't know if you've got some jealous bitch that's trying to block a divine union. Maybe there's someone in your energy you haven't met yet. Maybe you're single. Please don't be dating the tarot cards. I'm sorry, I did. I said that. Use discernment, please. Everything will work out in time. You just gotta really put it out there exactly what you want. And then pretend it's already there. I know, so easy, right? But it comes easier when you start seeing things and trust just comes into play. Maybe someone else needs to hear that. We got some falling out on us. So, distant future, don't worry about it. You're protected from all that. What was that? The boss man that's over here involved. We keep rising the involvement of people in this storyline. And guess what? Over here on all this shit trying to hurt the Starseed and the Lovers and the Confused and the Seven of Swords. And that's trying to get the bitch that's already just doing her thing in her flow state. Wasn't in his flow state, but had a little bit of a standstill, which you've been there. It's okay. Take a break. I love it when the cards are stick to it. Because all they are is some flying fucking monkeys. Ew. Filled with lust. Not a very desirable look. Hurt. So maybe they're sending you some lust demons, trying to get you caught up in some situationships or something, and that's why you got some lovers in reverse and shit like that. So let's see what we've got coming out from the Oh Honey deck. No, this is a Des code, and I'm going to say go to Authentically Des or Apologetically Des, and there you can find a link to buy her cards on Etsy. They assumed you were struggling. Your aunt envies you and stole your shit. Crazy bitch. Listen, there's a lot of cards here. I didn't. You're going to need a restraining order against a property, a home is stolen from you. So maybe that has to do some with these legal matters here. What's this? Aquarius, Libra, and Taurus. That's an interesting mixture. Maybe it's one of those. Fake friend, and it's upside down in the reverse. Not today. Not today. Because you have an attitude of gratitude. Restraining order again. There you go. My friend, my Nolan's daughter's song. One Thing I Know by Kay Elise. This isn't the one I wrote any lyrics on. Oh, maybe I did. I will not sing it, but I'll be singing it once I get off here because it'll stuck in my head. Go, whatever, be it Spotify, YouTube. I'm assuming it might be on YouTube, but definitely Spotify, definitely Apple Music. The One Thing I Know by Kay Elise. Well, I was told to read the good book by people who weren't kind. And I was told to tell the truth by the mouths that spoke those lies. But if there's one thing I know, you're a God who is kind. I can tell by the way you shaped my heart and colored my eyes. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. Go listen to that. And there's one thing she knows for sure. She is known by you. Or I am known by you, it says in the song. Yeah, okay. Present, in the present. Common sense is not all that common. And you want to know what? I wish I could just take a picture, but it landed just like this in the upright still. So common sense is not all that common, Voltaire. Apparently, it's not if you look at this reading. Because you got an empty vessel up in here. And it's people in your life. Let go of control, hummingbird. Maybe hummingbirds are significant to you. Maybe you're due for a raise or promotion. False accusations again. Somebody has been slandering your name. But you know what? Your biggest haters are hypocrites. Narcissists' biggest haters. It's true because usually it is just a sense of transference. 808. Be careful of the things you are feeding your mind. So maybe that number is significant. Ooh. Nest egg. And confused. Okay. I don't know ties into that. Oh, maybe someone in that court thought they was getting a nest egg. We're thinking for a rude awakening. Because all I do is win. No matter what. Somebody's winning. It even says nest egg. So maybe you'll have the money for a nest egg. I like that. If you can't fish, then mend the net. You can do good about thinking about that for the rest of the damn night. If you can't fish, then mend the net. I don't know what we're going to name this video, but it's been a very interesting read. I'll go back and double check. I probably won't be making any edits. I don't usually. So, yeah. Really? This is like land right here. First, we've already addressed this. He who angers you controls you. So stay balanced. And we did pull that out earlier. Somebody's gonna come at you with an apology, and you're gonna have to have some temperance about it. But they stole an inheritance from a child. And then you got these legal matters on the table. You've got this storyline that's out there in the collective. It's okay. If you can't fish, then mend the net. And rest. Because this shit's gonna work itself out. It's a cycle of things anyway. You've got your tower over here, which somebody's not looking forward to. Because you got somebody envious of the star. And use discernment if anybody comes riding in. Because you've got a lot of people with either entity attachments, manipulation tactics going on. And people whose intentions are actually very unclear at this time, according to this reading. So if this reading has found you and it is for you and you can relate, then I hope this helps clarify some things you already know. Otherwise, I hope you have found some entertainment, and I hope you'll join me again soon for my other readings. But as we pulled before, temperance, they want a reaction from you. Don't give them one. Don't give them the reaction that they are picking and prodding and poking at you to get. They're in for a rude awakening when they learn you're not that kid anymore. You don't do that shit. Take that behavior elsewhere. That's middle school playground stuff. So, all right. And then the one thing I know. It also, not just the song, but it also tells me trust your instincts. The one thing you know. Trust your gut. You know. Have faith in what you know. Don't let other people dish your intuition. Yep. Let's end on something that is positive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Since these cards want to go flying out, and then I'm losing. No. Oh, okay. I was using like... Oh, look. There's a what's the vibe hanging out. Blood ties and inner circles. Just randomly. Family. So it tells me there's family involved in this shit. Shocking. Right? So shocking. None of us in this community has had similar stories by any means. Alright, let's see what we got going on. With the Starseed Oracle deck. end with a little something good. Not that much good. So tell me something good. I like this. Surrender's freedom. Advice from your higher self. Surrender is not about defeat or submission, but about releasing resistance. It's the act of embracing the present moment, accepting what is, and relinquishing the need to control. The appearance of the Surrender's Freedom card is called from your higher self to let go of any burdens or resistance holding you back. Embrace the present moment, trust in the flow of life, and experience the profound freedom that comes with true surrender. Oh my God, I love that. I freaking love that. Yes. Yes. That goes to, what did I write today in my notes? Oh. Let me tell you. Notes. And then we'll stop. And I've heard other things, like I did find myself being the crisis hotline. And thank God that we do just have rain, because the stray got loose and I've been panicking. He's been coming back and eating. I just can't hit the right times, it seems. But the temperatures are still okay. And he'll come back. Oh, notes. All right. So, to recap, crazy stuff. Don't trust the apologies. You've got a divine partner that's trapped in some situation that's low vibrational because it's upside down, which may be causing entity attachment. They're worried that they've already burned bridges with you, so they may be coming in with half-truths. And then you've got these family members over here, it looks like, because that falls on that, with the legal system, and kind of pissed off, but they're about to have a tower over some judgment because they've wanted to keep you blindfolded. And then you've got this other hater bitch who's over here envious because you're the star. You've got potentially love coming in, and they're trying to destroy it, but you fought your battles. You got your 7 of Swords. You understand that they are nothing but lustful flying monkeys. So you can take a break. Anyhow, also, breathe. Breath work must be important, dance so that you can have rhythmic breathing if you don't want to do breath work that way, whatever the case may be. Be the buffalo, go towards the storm so you can get it over with. Feel that shit. Don't run from it. Otherwise you'll get stuck in the storm for knows how long. Because they try to outrun the storm and they never do. Cows don't run the storm. So, if anything is bad, it's temporary. Things will change. We'll tell that story another time. I had some song channeling, but we'll do a different one for that. So here's the biggest thing. When the cost of your presence is at the peace of my soul, the answer is no. I hope y'all can rest on that. But that statement requires boundaries. Either way, I'm going to go finish cooking, watch some TV, and indulge, because I've got places to be, things to do tomorrow, and hopefully it won't be iced up or anything. I think I'm good. We'll see. Anybody that's got inclement weather, I hope you're doing okay. Wish you well. Much love. And I'll see you again soon.